Welcome from inside St John's to the dear members of the community that call this beautiful place home. I hope the worship we've been able to offer has helped you feel connected to the community and to this place, and of course connected to God as well. It's Thursday afternoon, the Angelus bell has just rung and we have just completed filming for Sunday coming. For the first few weeks of this lockdown, we did most of our services live stream, which was certainly helpful to me to be worshipping at the time I expected to be worshipping. But as you'd be aware, the rules keep changing in terms of how many people can be together at one time and for what purpose, and so the numbers we've been able to use at worship have varied between 10 and 2, and now we're up to 5, and it looks like 5 will be the number for some time. And so in order to bring you some beautiful worship, we've decided now to start doing all our services in a pre-recorded way that allows us to have one session of recording with the choir, so that's 4 members of the choir and Graham, so that's 5, that's allowable, and then the clergy do their bits as well, and then we put it together to create worship. We do it prayerfully, and we're trying to maintain our own spirituality in the midst of this disruption, and so for us it's really important to do it prayerfully. One of the things that I think can flow out of this is that we'll be able to invite people who are on the readers roster and the intercessors roster to contribute from home, and we'll be able to add those contributions to our worship, so it will actually enhance the way we do community together. We're certainly mindful of how tough it has been for many of you. We're incredibly grateful for the people who have made it their business to look after other people, to be in contact with them, and then to be in contact with us, with Julia and Judy and Kate, Anne and myself, to help us keep the community together in various ways and meet different people's needs. It's been wonderful the way people have been entering into that process. It just shows how valuable our life here is at St John's. As you know, we've got the internet resources like Zoom and other ways of staying in contact with each other. That's allowing us to keep cows happening, it's allowing us to have coffee together, and it's allowing us to study together, which has been a really great gift. As part of this little hello, we're going to give you some insights into how we do some of our recording here at St John's. At the moment we've got 2 cameras. We're on the lookout for a third because we've realised that live streaming is something that we will want to continue once we come back together as a community, because there are always people who can't be with us. And given the numbers of people who have been in contact with us through YouTube, there's obviously a hunger for worship out there in the world. So some of the things we do as we put worship together on a Sunday is we move the cameras around to try and get different angles. We have to be mindful of continuity errors, so sometimes the camera has to be looking down the chancel into the nave while it's taking pictures of the choir, because it's part of the service when there should be clergy standing behind the altar, and we're not there because we can't be in the room at the same time as the choir, and so we need to be mindful of how we present it so that it feels seamless and it becomes a true act of worship for those who are looking on. We have cameras in the nave, we have a monitor that allows me to see what I'm up to, making sure I'm not scratching the wrong time and those sort of things. It's a very interesting experience looking down the lens of a camera, but one of the things that helps me is I actually scan the cathedral space and I imagine people in their seats. Often we joke about how people sit in the same place every week. I'm incredibly grateful that they do, because it helps us do pastoral care, because we can look at a spot and say that person's missing this week, and if they're missing 3 weeks in a row, then we know there might be something up. But today it's been very helpful to me because I can scan the cathedral space and I can imagine you all sitting in that space. And so as we offer our acts of worship in these coming weeks, please be mindful that we are mindful of you, and I know that many of you are saying good and solid and deep prayers for us, and we're certainly grateful for that as well. So stay safe, and do be in touch if you need someone to talk to. We're all going to need people to talk to, because this social isolating is not part of our DNA. The Lord be with you.